Welcome to your workshop on bookings by building relationships. We are super excited to have you joining us today for this workshop, and we just want to let you know before we get started that will be getting a recording of this workshop as well as the slides that our presenters are sharing. So feel free to take notes, but this way at least you know you will be receiving those tools as well. So again, we are super excited to be here with you today. I am honored to introduce our speakers for this workshop. First, Senior Executive Sales Leader, Samantha Alsmo from Tennessee. She joined our Norwex family in September of 2015. And this was a complete 180 from what she thought her career would be, because you see, she was full speed ahead in the U.S. Army. Samantha quickly fell in love with Norwex and found that she was in complete control of her future and building her business. And so she decided from that she would just make this her full-time career. And she is married, has two beautiful children, and is just really rocking her business. Our next speaker is a new Vice President Sales Leader from Georgia, and she is Morgan Peitzman. She actually joined our Norwex family in September of 2016. She was, at the time, working as a full-time nurse, but she really wanted to start a family. And so they welcomed an adorable little boy. And from there, Morgan decided that through the love of the product and the love of sharing our mission through parties and really working alongside her team, that she could then also make this her full-time career. And now, as a stay-at-home mompreneur, she has two beautiful, adorable sons. So I am excited to turn the workshop over to the two of you now. Please help me welcome Samantha and Morgan.
Thank you, Lynn. We are so excited to share with you all today about bookings and building relationships in your business. These are probably two of the most, if not the most important aspects to our business as Norwex consultants, I think. So you'll hear us say a lot throughout this training, bookings are the heartbeat of your business, right? Without bookings, you don't really have a business. That's what everything is based out of. That's where we meet people. It's where we make sales. It's where we get future bookings. It's where we meet future consultants. It's how we spread the mission forward. And so we're going to talk a good bit today about some practical ways that you can fill your calendar, some verbiage, some tips. But Sam and I, as we were planning for this, we really wanted to kind of talk about bookings under the umbrella of building relationships with your hosts and your customers, because we both really think that relationships are key. And if you have the heart and the mindset correct before you're doing the practical things to get bookings, you're going to be a lot more successful. So that's kind of the topic that we're going to talk about today, bookings under that umbrella of ways that you're building relationships with your hosts and your customers. So we're in a relationship business, right? This is about so much more than microfiber. We're in the service industry. Sales is really just service. We're serving and sharing a product and a mission. And so I love this quote, people won't care how much you know until they know how much you care, right? So people at my parties or that I'm meeting at vendor events or talking to at the grocery store, they really probably are not going to care a whole lot as much about the science behind backlog if they don't trust and know me as a person and see that I'm genuine and wanting to truly share with them and impact their life and their home in a positive way other than just making a transaction. So we're after customers and relationships, not just transactions. So when I go to Target and check out, I just have made a transaction with that person. I don't have a relationship with that cashier, right? I'm not really talking to them again outside of that. So that was just a transaction. That is not what we want with our customers, right? We want to build relationships with them. That's why follow-up and your VIP group and all these things that we're going to talk about today, building relationships with them, really serving them is so, so important. So think of like a business or a company that you really love that's just really well known for the way that they do things. Why? Typically, it's because the customer service level is very high. So I always use with my team Chick-fil-A as an example, right? Think of when you go through the drive-thru at Chick-fil-A, like you feel so special and important, and they It's just they provide really great customer service. So you can all think of another maybe fast food place that you're not going to get necessarily the same experience. So aside from Chick-fil-A having a fantastic chicken sandwich, they make you feel special as their customer. And that's what we want with Norwex. We know that we have hands down the most incredible product on the market that there is, something that everyone needs. But we want to go a step above that and provide excellent customer service when we're building relationships in our business. So let's talk about a few different ways that we're going to do that. So host coaching is the first one that comes to mind when we're thinking of bookings, filling our calendar, but also building those relationships. Your relationship with your host is one of the most important relationships that you're going to have in your business. And then Norwex also sets us up for success in filling our calendar and building those relationships. Because our host rewards are so incredibly generous, if you guys have never hosted a party with another company or seen another company's host rewards, just spoiler alert, they do not even come close to comparing to the generosity of Norwex. The way that we are able to spoil our hostesses with hundreds of dollars in free product, not half price, not discounted product, free product. Our hosts do not have to spend a dime unless they want to, right? So because Norwex has given that to us and they are so generous, they allow us to be able to spoil our hosts. That really sets us up for success, both in building a great working relationship with our hosts, but also filling our calendar. It's a good idea to host a party, right? So one way that as I'm building that relationship with my host during host coaching, I'm also ensuring that I'm going to be getting bookings from her party, is I have her thinking about getting a booking from the very beginning. So from the beginning of my host coaching, I'm going over those host rewards in detail. I'm letting her know upfront, you're going to need at least one booking to unlock your host rewards. So which of your friends do you think would be the next great host? So I'm already putting that seed in her mind. And then we'll talk a little bit later about how you're going to invite your host to work with you throughout that party to get those bookings on your calendar. So again, your host is your business partner. And that's what I tell her up front as well. I'm so excited to partner with you. That's the verbiage that I used. And again, this relationship is perhaps one of the most important relationships in your business. Our host rewards are incredibly generous, but your host earns her rewards. So it is a little bit of give and take, right? Your host should be participating and reaching out to her guests and working with you, partnering with you to make her party successful. Again, I'm coaching her to be talking to her friends, planting seeds before I even have to in the party. I'm coaching her to make sure she's participating in the party. That is key. And then coaching her to follow up with her guests after the party about bookings as well. And again, I'm planting that seed in her mind and getting her thinking about that from the very beginning. So it's not a surprise at the end of the party. Oh, you had an $800 party. By the way, you need a booking or you're not going to get this big package of rewards. And if you're a new consultant, if you're working on your launch parties or maybe doing a relaunch party with all the new products that were just released, it's a perfect time for everyone to host their own party and do a relaunch, a new product release for your customers. You're also doing this as the host and the consultant. So you're also going to be following up, participating in the party, doing all these things that you would normally coach your host to do to ensure that you're going to get bookings from that party to move your business forward.
I love that so much. And I'm totally thinking about Chick-fil-A for lunch now. But so host coaching is a great way to start building those relationships with your hostesses and partnering with them. And a lot of us have taken our businesses virtually. So how are we building relationships virtually? You can do that through host coaching because all that can be done through text message and phone calls. But what about online specifically? So some of the things that I have done over the years are things like responding to all of my party comments in the parties and in my VIP group, because that comment then becomes a conversation. And having that online conversation allows your customers to be able to get to know you. And interacting with them on their personal Facebook posts as well is really important because it shows that you care about them as a person and not just as your customer. So if you are Facebook friends with them, I'm Facebook friends with most of my hostesses, and then as people join my VIP group, I request to be their friend or they'll request me. And then I can comment and keep up with them. And then when I'm reaching out with follow-up, I know what has been going on in their lives, not because I'm Facebook stalking them, but because I'm authentically watching them on Facebook like I watch my friends and family, and commenting. And when I reach out and say, hey, I saw you were at the beach. How was your trip? Just checking in to see how you're doing with your products. Wishing them a happy birthday on Facebook. This is something so easy that anybody can do. Facebook shows you every day who has birthdays. I just hop on there like I do because everybody's on Facebook all day, and I just say, happy birthday, hope you have a great day. Just something short, quick, and simple. And that really means a lot to people because your birthday is something that's very personal. So that's just a couple of the small things I've done kind of from the beginning, but a while back I read the book Hug Your Customers by Jack Mitchell, and I highly recommend that you add this to your summer reading list. And he really changed the way that I look at how I do my customer service and how I build relationships. He sells very high-end suits, and he was able to still keep a very strong business through recessions and changing to online platforms and things like that because of the way they built relationships from the beginning. And some of the things that they did was sending snail mail. So every purchase that walks through their door, their salespeople write a personalized thank you card. And that is something that I've started doing specifically with my hostesses. If you do have a lot of orders, that might become challenging, but even a quick text message thank you goes a really long way in our virtual world. And people love snail mail. So your hostesses will really enjoy getting that little thank you card from them. I also send Christmas gifts to my top 10 customers and top 10 hosts this past year, and they loved that. It was so awesome. When they received their packages, they sent me these messages like, oh my goodness, you're so sweet. We absolutely love it. We had such fun getting to know you as well this year, because I just included a little note that said, thank you so much for being a top supporter of my business this year. You support my dream and my family. Thank you so much. And they got a kick out of it. And then offering exclusive specials and events just for your VIPs or past hosts. That's something that they do. He talks about doing in that book as well. And really, if you think about it, your VIP group is VIP, right? But what makes it VIP? Very important person. Exclusive things just for them, right? So offering exclusive specials, doing exclusive workshops or parties just for them, and make sure you're adding value with your content. Everybody likes to feel special. So any little ways that you can make your customers feel special is going to go a really long way in building that virtual relationship. And another thing is it's so important to be yourself when you are operating in a virtual world, because it's easy to copy what other people are doing, but maybe that's not going to sound like how you talk. And if your customers have met you before, they're going to pick up on that a little bit. So tweak it to sound more like you, and share your life with them. Share, you know, all the crazy stuff that happens. And I'm going to show you a little bit of that here in a minute. And just really be interactive and yourself, because those small little hugs are going to make a really big impact on your business. So check that book out. And this is some of what I was talking about with sharing your life and being yourself. They don't want to see your magazine perfect home. I mean, I can scroll Instagram and Pinterest all day and look at beautiful pictures of people's houses and how they've organized it, but I want to know how they got it that way. And Norwex helps me keep my house in a better state. And sharing things like blueberry poop explosions on the floor. I mean, that is still one of my most liked posts in my VIP group. And this screenshot from my live, my daughter is trying to spray me with produce wash and my son is making faces in the background. And everybody commented that they wanted to buy the product simply because my kids were acting crazy and they thought it was hilarious. And then my dog is always my assistant. He's everywhere, and people love kids and dogs, right? They're going to comment and enjoy that because that's part of your life. And so they're getting to experience that with you through your Norwex business. And something that also makes a huge, huge, huge impact on your business is personal invitations. And this goes for your host, and this goes for you in your business as well. So when you're reaching out for bookings, when you're reaching out to host your own parties, when you're doing those exclusive events in your VIP group, and when you're host coaching your hostesses, honestly, one of the #1 factors in having that success is going to be those personal invites. And that's because of what I like to call the friendship factor and how everybody likes to feel special. So with hosts specifically, their friends are going to respond so much better to them reaching out than just your post on Facebook. When they know why the host is having that party through that personal invite, and they feel, oh wow, she thought of me. She wants me at her party. Yeah, I'll do that. She's my good friend. I'll hop on that party. It really makes such a huge difference. And as a consultant, when you're personally inviting for your events in your VIP group, or if you're relaunching your business, or if you're a new consultant and you're just starting out, those personal invites are going to set you apart, because there are so many people in these businesses and they don't do that. And it's going to really make you stand out as their consultant and show that you care and you want them in that party and you want to share with them. So these are just some examples of some verbiage I've given before. And I think one of them is before the party, some of them are invited to the party. And it's important to understand that it doesn't necessarily matter what you say. When I first started out, I was so nervous to send out messages like, I'm going to sound like a fool, or it's not going to be the right wording. And there's some good things that you can do, like end with a question that, doesn't just require a yes or no. But really, they just want to hear from you. That personal reach out and just being yourself within that message is really what's going to make the biggest difference. And if you are unsure about your wording, message your upline. I used to message my upline, Natalie, all the time and be like, how does this sound? And she would give me feedback, and it just made me feel better about sending that message before I hit send.
I love that. That's a fantastic book that Sam recommended, so definitely get your hands on that. And all those things you talked about are so, so important for every aspect of your business. But again, talking specifically about bookings, people are going to book a party with you because they like you and they trust you. And they can't like you and trust you if they don't get to know you. So those are such fantastic tips that Sam shared. So now let's talk about some practical things for actually getting those bookings. So we have our mindset right. We know that we're serving our customers, we're building relationships, we're answering comments within the party, we're having dialogue, we're inviting them personally. What are some practical ways when we're at a party that we can get future bookings? So I always tell my team to do your job while you're at work. What I mean by that is if you're already working, doing a party, go ahead and get your future bookings while you're there, right? So focus on getting at least 2 bookings per party to keep your business moving forward. So I love using the success formula that Norwex gave us, 422. And basically that's just kind of a good starting point, especially for new consultants, to work on launching your business forward consistently. And that stands for holding on average 4 parties a month with at least 2 bookings per party and 2 team building conversations per party. So you can see how if I have 4 parties this month and I get 2 bookings at every party, that's 8 new bookings. So now my calendar is full. I'm overbooked for the next month, which is always the goal. So you can see how if you're doing that consistently, you're never going to get to a place where your calendar kind of falls apart and you're starting from scratch. Party guests are also the prime contacts. Those are warm leads, right, for your next booking. If you have people in the party, they're already intrigued. They already have hopefully agreed to that personal invitation from your host. So they kind of know what they're getting into, right? They're excited about Norwex. Hopefully they've already made a purchase and they're getting Norwex in their home. They're maybe already thinking of friends and family they want to share it with. So those are your prime leads for your next bookings rather than having to start from scratch. It is so much easier to get bookings within a party than to have to start from the drawing board. Now, does that happen sometimes? Yes, there have been many times in my 4 years as a consultant that my calendar has fallen apart for one reason or another, or I just didn't have the number of bookings that I wanted to have for whatever reason. And so we'll definitely talk about practical ways that you can get bookings outside of a party if you find yourself there. But as much as you can, go into a party knowing, okay, I'm going to get at least 2 bookings, and don't stop until you do that. Sam's going to have a good tip later on about having your host work with you to make sure that happens. But if you go into a party knowing that goal ahead of time, it's going to be so much easier to keep your party calendar consistent. So some things that I do during the party as well is I'm constantly planting seeds. And that's just what it sounds like. It's little sprinkles all throughout the party that get my guests wheels turning about wanting to book their next party. So during the live demo, whether you're on Facebook Live or Zoom or in person, these are some examples of verbiage or little seeds that I'll sprinkle throughout my demo. So as I'm demoing the Safe Haven 5, I might say, Okay, guys, I know like you're going to want everything. If you start flipping through the catalog later, you're going to see everything from bed sheets to skincare to toothbrushes and deodorant. And I know you're going to want everything. So if your wish list is quickly starting to outgrow your budget, start with the basics like the Safe Haven 5, and then you host next, share with your family and friends, and we're going to help you get the rest of your wish list for free. It's a small little blurb, and that plants in their mind, oh, she's right, I can get things for free. I also, as much as I can during my demo, will demo the booking gifts. Sam is going to actually show those to you guys in a little bit, but these new booking gifts are gorgeous. I'm so excited. So as much as you can, demo things that they're only going to be able to get exclusively when they host a party next, right? So when I'm doing the butter demo, I'm going to use that beautiful new Enviro and window cloth versus maybe what comes in the Safe Haven 5. Some other examples of little blurbs that I might say. Our host needs at least one of you to have a party next. Who here would come to Sam's party if she booked next? I know that you guys are going to want more. Are you already thinking of all the people in your life who would need Norwex? And I love this one for in-person parties. You guys are so much fun. We have to hang out again. Who's having us to their house next? And again, it's just small little blurbs that get them excited and thinking about, oh, you're right. This was really fun. I could totally do this next. Other ways that I'm planting seeds are in the actual party posts, doing a virtual party. So whether that's a photo of the host rewards, it can be a picture of you with a big box, like unboxing a bunch of host rewards. You can go live and do like Stack the Hostess, where you actually show like pulling out of the box over and over all the things that a host for that month are going to get. And something I love to do is if you have previous hosts in your party, utilize them. So chances are if someone books from their friend's party, hopefully their friend is going to be invited and attend their party and so on and so forth. So 99% of the time I have someone in that party who's hosted for me before. And sometimes they'll do this without me even asking because they're just that excited. But invite those past hosts to share what all they got for free, how much fun their party was, how easy it was to host. The more, and again, that goes back to relationships. Because I had such a great relationship with my past hosts, they had a great experience booking a party and they're excited to share that and they want to share that experience with their friends. Here's just an example of a post I do during the party. So you can also incentivize bookings. So during my live portion, the night of the party, I post a picture of either the host rewards or a big bunch of products. And again, I'm saying our host needs at least one booking. The first 2 people to comment, tag their host and get their date on my calendar will get blank from me in addition to the host rewards. So this is just another example. Don't feel like you have to do all of these things. So don't become overwhelmed. Pick and choose the things that you like that feel good to you and work in your business. But I do like to incentivize bookings as well. And you can see this was a multi-host party, but you can see I had 49 comments on this picture. That equated to like over 30 bookings. And then booking incentives, again, incentivize what you want in your business. So if you're in a place where you're needing bookings, which really is everyone all the time, no matter where you are in your business, we're always focused on getting bookings. So every day when I sit down to work, I'm looking at my calendar. If it's not where I need it to be, then that's where I'm focusing. So incentivize bookings if that's what you're needing in your business. By incentivizing, that verbiage I use, the first 2 to book their party, it creates a little bit of urgency. Definitely encourage you, just some practical things. Make sure you get a date on your calendar solidified or you don't really have that booking. And then you can also consider sending that incentive after that person holds their party.
So I love that. And even like your comment about you guys are so much fun. You could even do that in an online if you're live, like, because when the guests are interacting, it gets really fun and you can be like, this was so fun. Who's partying next? I love all your verbiage. Awesome. So when I'm doing bookings at the party, I love to make my host work for it, right? Because who wants to do all of the work, 1, and 2, she has that relationship with her friends. Again, her personally reaching out to her guests is going to be way more effective than them just booking with you because they just met you. And a lot of people will book because of how you present yourself and you're personable and you're building that relationship through the party. But say the host comes to the end of the party and maybe she doesn't have a booking just yet. This is something that I like to have my host send out, or if I want her to have more than 1 booking, I'll have her send this out as well. And it's just got this cute little graphic. It says, I just need 1 booking to unlock all of my host rewards. And I love the word unlock instead of earn, because it helps the host say, oh yeah, I can get these extras, and it seems less harsh, I guess, to them. And I just give it to her so that she can copy and paste it. And if I'm offering an incentive, I include that in the message. Again, you can word that however you want, and just make it easy for her to send it out. And when she reaches out, then she'll be able to get that booking. So at the party, which is really awesome, we have these new amazing booking gifts that I'm so excited about. And Morgan gave some great verbiage for her booking seeds that she uses during her party, and I use all of those as well. And the party cards, if you are brand new, the party cards have amazing booking seeds listed out for you that you can read verbatim in your party. I actually used the party cards for like the first year and a half when I did home parties, because I was so terrified to say something wrong or like not say all the correct information or go down the rabbit hole of all the things that I loved. So now at my parties, I start and end my demo going over the host rewards. So I have the host sheet, and I talk about my why and how that led me to hosting a party. And then I explain, Norwex is so generous. This is why I hosted, and this is why our lovely hostess is hosting, because we have a 4-star host program. You earn product based on how many purchasing guests you have. You earn free product based off of your sales to spend on whatever you want in the catalog. You get 4 booking gifts with each of your 4 bookings that we're going to go over here in a second. And then you also, when you have at least one booking, you earn these amazing product packages. And I go over that really quick, and then I start my demo. And I do that again at the end, and I go over the rewards again, because oftentimes people have absorbed so much information they maybe forgot, or it'll help it sink in even better when they're hearing it at the end. And generally people are most captive the first 15 minutes and the last 15 minutes of your presentation. So when you're highlighting the 4-star program, a great way to do that with the booking seeds is to demo these products instead of the ones that are in the Safe Haven 5. So we have these gorgeous new purple, and this one has the gray trim and viral cloth, and this gorgeous desk mitt, and oh my goodness, I'm dying over the print on the window cloth, and then the super, super cute mini optic scarf. So how I would do this in my party is, you've got your first 3 products in the Safe Haven 5 right here. So I would use these. So as I'm demoing, I would demo with this cloth, and I will end my verbiage with, and you can get this one for free when you have a booking. So start with our Safe Haven 5, you'll get the beautiful graphite one, and then you can add this amazing purple one to your collection when you host a party and have that party booking. And the same with the dust mitt and the window cloth. And I'll say this is an exclusive one that you can get when you host a party and one of your friends book a party. So I say that for each of these. With the dust mitt, what I used to say is you get one of these in the Safe Haven 5, but I really love to have 2, because I can rub them together to build up that static charge, and I walk around my house like a dusting ninja, and I can touch every surface in the house, and it's quick, it's easy, it's done, and I actually enjoy dusting now. So you can get a second one for free when you host a party. And then the mini optic here, I love sharing the optic scarves at my parties, and this little mini one is super cute. It's going to be so great on like a kid's backpack or on your purse and just wherever. You guys know how versatile they are. But at my party, I would end by passing this around and ask them to clean their cell phone screens with it and to join my VIP group if I'm in person. And they get to touch it, feel it, clean their phones with it, see how amazingly streak-free it's going to leave their phones. And then they get to see the booking gift up close in person, and I'm asking them to join my VIP group by hopping on Facebook while they're doing that at the same time. Now, virtually what I would do is I would mess up my screen and then clean it away with the optic scarf to show them how it's going to leave my screen streak-free and shiny. Or you could do like a little pre-recorded demo where you're showing how awesome this guy works. So many different ways that you can share these 4 products within your party, and this is really going to get your host excited to get multiple bookings at her party. So she's going to work for those bookings even more, and it's going to get your guests excited to book as well, so they can get on completely for free. So well done, Norwex. And I also really like to do booking bags at my party. So I found these super fun bags on Amazon. My Kroger sometimes has them too. They're Hallmark brands, so you should be able to find them somewhere online. They look like Norwex, which is amazing. And I just reuse them at each of my parties. I've actually had people ask me if I'd cut up Norwex and glued it to a bag, but no, I didn't. And I set these out at my in-homes and even in my virtual parties. I have them set kind of in the background so people can see them the whole time. And at the beginning, when I'm referencing the host rewards, I'll say, and when you book a party, you're going to get a special booking gift just from me. So like Morgan was talking about, incentivizing what you need. And you can put anything in here. It depends on how badly I want bookings. I might put bigger booking gifts in there. When I was working for trips and it's getting down to the end, I'll put bags of detergent in there. But when you're just starting out, you can even just put samples in there. People just love free stuff. So I thought I had a sample in there of the Lysair I was going to show you guys, but we have the Lysair sample sachets, the timeless ones. You could do detergent samples, travel cloths, body cloths are great to split up and have multiples of. And when they book that party, then they get to reveal what's in the bag. So if you're in person, I would just let them open the bag. And if I'm virtual, I'll pull it out on screen and everybody gets really excited to see what they got in the booking bag. So again, just use what you have. Don't feel like it has to be these crazy gifts. Everybody loves free and everybody likes to feel special.
I love those ideas. I especially love that you go specifically through the whole host rewards sheet at your party, because how many times does this happen? You get to the end of the party and you start telling your host, here's everything you're getting for free. And she's like, what? Like, they still sometimes have no idea that they're getting all of that for free. So I love that you actually go through that at your party. That is such a good idea. Okay, so now let's talk about getting bookings outside of a party, right? Obviously, the goal is to get those bookings while you're already working in the party. Those are your warm leads. But there are ways when you're, like Sam said, reaching for a goal, working on earning a trip, or maybe you're just starting out and you are working to build up your calendar. There are a few things that we both do that have been really successful in getting bookings that way. So one of my favorite ways, and still to this day, 4 years in, if I need bookings, this is usually my very first go-to. Test kits, try me kits, samples, whatever you want to call it. Basically, the goal is to get product into people's hands. Because if I just make a post on Facebook with a picture of an EnviroCloth and a window cloth and a little blurb, people don't really know, especially where I am. I'm in Georgia in the Southeast. Norwex is still so brand new here. 99% of people that I talk to and meet at my parties have literally never even heard of Norwex. And so if I'm just posting on Facebook or reaching out asking for bookings, they're not going to be as willing, because understandably, they're not really sure what Norwex is. They don't really know why they need it. But if I can get those products in their hands and tell them, okay, go clean your bathroom mirror with these 2 cloths, what do you think happens? They're calling me like, oh my gosh, what is this magical stuff? Like, they have to have more, right? So these can be full size, sample size, depending on where you are in your business. When I was starting out, I would cut up full size Enviro and window cloths. Like I said, you can use full size if you're at a place in your business where you have that. I've have full size used ones that I will just loan out to like my neighbors, right? So use whatever you have in your business. It's really just all about getting products in their hands and showing them why they need Norwex. Because I kid you not, every time without fail, if I can just get Norwex in their home and get them to use it for 2 days, they're hooked, right? And then the last little blurb with this is just make sure that we're remaining compliant. So remember, we're not offering free products to keep or specials or anything like that in a public forum. So I refer to these, if I'm talking about it publicly, as try it kits that they're going to return back to me. So we just want to make sure that we're remaining compliant and having integrity with our business in these areas. And then something that I do within my VIP group to, again, continue building those relationships, but also to get bookings, is I do a monthly participation testimony giveaway. I kind of adapted this idea from Lisa Saris, who is another wonderful, wonderful leader. And so basically there's a picture of it on the next slide. I just have a pinned post at the top of my VIP group, and each month people in my VIP group can earn points or entries based on them sharing within my group. So it can be a photo of their order, a picture of their host rewards, a before and after picture. They can go live and unbox their product. And basically I just draw one winner each month for anything. Sometimes I do a free product. Sometimes I do a shopping spree. But on the next slide, Sam, you can go ahead and go. There's a little picture. So this on the left is what I have pinned as an announcement at the top of my group. So they get 1 entry if they post a product testimony, 2 entries if they post a picture of their order, their host rewards, or before and after, and 3 entries if they go live or share a video. And side note, if you have someone in your VIP group that is going live talking about how much they love Norwex, they need to be on your team, okay? Those are the people you need to be talking about joining your team. And then over on the right-hand side, this is just one example. You guys, I kid you not, 6 to 8 posts every single day, at least, of people just participating and sharing. And I'm not having to really do any work in my VIP group. Like, they're keeping it going for me. And like Sam said, that's continuing to foster that relationship, because if someone else sees their friend posting in my VIP group, they may be more likely to listen to that than me posting every day about a special, or, you know what I mean? It's just more organic community happening. So this was a past host that posted a picture of her rewards, all this for $8. Hosting a party is so easy. And so what do you guys think happened with that? That generated more bookings for me, right? So it's all about, again, just fostering that community, those relationships, and that's organically going to help you fill your calendar.
So I'm totally stealing that idea because that is awesome. And I love using my VIP group as well to generate bookings outside of the party. And some of the ways that I have been doing that in the past 2 years are doing a holiday booking blitz, mystery house parties, theme parties and workshops. And these are just all really fun ways to get your VIP group involved and excited and continue their education in Norwex, because there's so much more beyond just that Safe Haven 5. And it's also a great way to do those exclusive specials, that VIP experience for them. So I've also found, and I'm going to go over those in a little more detail here in a second, but I wanted to touch first on sharing your goals. And like I said, there's that friendship factor when you build these relationships, and people inherently are good and they inherently want to help. And when you share your goals in your VIP page and you're talking about your business goals, you're talking about earning trips, your VIPs will become invested in that goal with you, and they will purchase just to help you reach your goal. I can remember earning my first trip, and my VIPs, they were messaging me asking, how far away are you? Did you earn Chase's trip yet? Because they get excited and they want to see you succeed. They want to see that happy ending at the end of your goal. So in all of my theme parties, I'm always mentioning what my goal is for that month. And so one of the first things is, what is a holiday blitz? So instead of offering a sale on like Black Friday or whatever holiday, like Labor Day, do a special booking offer in your VIP group. So again, incentivizing what you need, and you can use whatever you have. Now this post is very message heavy, but I picked this one because, one, I do actually talk like this. Some of my posts in my VIP should probably be like a blog post and not a Facebook post, but I generally have like 3 of those paragraphs, not this many. But I wanted to just highlight a few of the things that I mentioned for verbiage as an example. And one of them was, maybe it's in the next one, but I talk about, I have 7.5 months to earn the Norwex trip to Maui for Chase and myself. And I need to hit my goal by the end of, I think I put until July, but that was incorrect. And I know I can do it with all of you, your family, and your friends. And then it explains how my blitz is going to work. So you don't have to have that many words, right? Like how you are, but that's what worked for me. And then I picked some items from my inventory and I offered those up for those freebies. And how you're going to want to run this is you're going to want to plan it out ahead of time, pick out those items ahead of time. Again, use what you have. I love limited edition products, so I always purchase a few for myself, and then I like to gift them as booking incentives because that's not something they can get in the catalog. So it creates that urgency like Morgan was talking about. Again, you can only do this in your private VIP groups so that you remain compliant, because we are offering freebies and specials, and then share your goals and your personality too. So I loved what I said here. it says snag these gorgeous cloths by booking an in-home party. So I was incentivizing for in-homes at this time. I love these colors and weaves. I've been holding on to these tangerine ones for a long time, and I keep telling myself that Maui is better than an orange cloth. So they're going to appreciate your humor and that you're letting go of these highly sought after products, and that's going to make them want to book. And then doing theme parties. I love theme parties because it just allows you to be fun and creative, and it changes things up and makes things fresh in your VIP group. And with this new product launch, doing a View the New party is going to be something so fun that you can do in your VIP group. And that is going to be a great way for you to get your hands on the 4 new booking gifts, because you can only get these as a consultant when you host a party and have those 4 bookings at your party, or earn them here and there one by one. And hosting a View the New party, share those new products with your customers, and then that's going to generate bookings for you for your fall calendar. Doing something like a spa party, mystery house birthday bash. You could do the birthday bash during Norwex's birthday month or during your birthday month. And for the spa party, something's really fun. I've done it. I put either my spa robe or my spa wrap on, or like your towel, and just be really fun and share your personality with them. Horrors of Chemicals, that's a Halloween one that I've done in the past, and my customers look forward to it every year, and it's more education focused on the different types of chemicals. Summer favorites, just pick your 5 favorite products, and bathroom buddies. Let's go in my bathroom and demo some products. So they can be simple. You can do whatever theme you want. The sky is the limit. And we really appreciate you guys joining us for our workshop today, and we hope that this provided some very useful skills, ideas, verbiage for all of you from new consultant and on. And thank you all so much for joining us.
Well, oh my goodness, thank you so much, Sam and Morgan. Oh my gosh, I was watching the chat, and of course it's just flying by, but I saw that Rachel said so much gold here, and I thought that was such a great way to sum up the impact that the 2 of you have had this morning for how you've been pouring into us and sharing with us. So thank you so much for taking the time to share your expertise with each and every one of us today. I just want to just share on behalf of Sam and Morgan. I know as we were putting this workshop together, one of the takeaways, or 3 takeaways they really wanted you all to leave with from this workshop. So just remember to keep that running contact list. That is so important. No matter what level you are in the career plan, that running contact list is gold to you. And then secondly, updating that Frankie list, making sure that you have that in front of you, always updating and returning to that list. So the Frankie list is the way to really keep that running contact list. And then finally, just encourage you to think about, who do you know? Who do you know that you want to take this message, take this mission out to today and going forward? Because that is really what it's all about. It's us being centered on our mission and sharing with everyone, everywhere, all that Norwex has to offer, all that you have to offer through your Norwex business. So again, congratulations. Thank you so much, Sam and Morgan. I'm going to ask everybody, wherever you are right now, to please stand up and give these 2 amazing, incredible leaders a standing ovation for sharing in the way that you did. So thanks again. Hey, now we do have a few minutes for some Q&A, and you will see that I have with us here live 2 of my incredible regional sales manager colleagues, Michelle McPhee from Canada and Brittany Monk from our West Coast area. And so they've been following the chat all the way throughout and picking up many of your questions. We will not have time to answer all of those. We apologize for that, but we will grab as many as we can. And while we have Sam and Morgan on here live with us, have them come on and share the answers to those questions. Otherwise, we'll capture the other questions in chat and see how we might be able to get those out to all of you. So Michelle, I'm going to throw it to you. What's the first question we have?
Okay, well, I'd like to personally thank you guys. Thank you so much, Sam and Morgan, for sharing today. All the feedback has been amazing, so thank you so much. Hello from Canada, you guys. So the first question is, in social media, how do you get relationships when they don't read or respond to you in Messenger?
So my team asks me that a lot, and what I tell them is to move on. So when people are ignoring you, you just let it go and you interact with them in a different way. Look at their Facebook profile and be invested in them as a person instead of just being invested in the message that you want a response to. Because just sending out messages and wanting to get that response back right away, that's not a relationship. When you have that relationship, you're more likely to get a response back. So just let it go for a little while. Keep doing your thing, share on your social media, and they're going to keep seeing you. And if you're being genuine in your relationship with them, then in a couple of months, reach out again and see what they have to say then.
Great advice. Thank you. And Brittany, I know you have a question too.
Yes. Oh my gosh, it was so good. We have so many questions coming in. You guys did such a great job. Just to clear up two things, so everyone will have access to this recording. You can access it the same way you did this workshop. We will be sending you the slides as well. So many people were saying, I can't write all these notes down. You guys did such a great job. So we will be sending the slides your way. One question that we kept getting over and over, do either one of you have a way you personally track your parties and guests and host for follow-up purposes that has worked good for you?
I have done this several different ways. Again, it goes back to that kind of depending on where you are in your business. So I'm really a pen and paper kind of girl. So in the beginning, I had like note pages in the back of my planner where I would keep track if you're using paper order forms at home parties, I would just make notes on those and keep them in different folders. There's actually a feature on the back office that will track 222 follow-up for you. And then currently, more further along in my business, I'm using an app called Project Broadcast to help me keep up with follow-up. So I don't think there's necessarily a right way to do it, just as long as you're doing your follow-up. I do recommend the 222, 2 days, 2 weeks, and 2 months after an order to be following up with your customers. So as long as you have a system that works for you, I don't think it particularly matters what that system really is.
Yeah, I would have to agree. And somebody, I just saw it pop up really quick. How are you changing that with the delayed shipping times? And I'm checking in more at like the, what is it, 20-day-ish mark, and just saying, hey, just want to let you know. And I'm checking their orders first. Like, your order will be on its way soon. Thanks so much for being patient. And that's just how I've changed mine. Just really simple. People are really understanding right now, so.
That's such a great point too. Thank you, Sam, for sharing that. And I think we have another question, Michelle.
Yes. Okay, this one actually came up quite a bit. You guys talked about the Christmas gifts. So how do you know who the top customers or hosts were, and what type of gift do you send? Is that Norwex products, or what do you guys send out?
Yes. So this is like one of my favorite things to do all year because I love to spoil my customers. And that's actually a report that you can run in the back office. I can't remember which tab exactly that it's under, but it's a customer report, and then you can do top sales. And for my hostesses, that one I just kind of track personally as I'm keeping track of my parties all year long. So I'll just go back and look at who had the highest party sales. But I do a thank you card and just tell them how they are the heart of my business and how much I have appreciated their support all year. And I handwrite all of those. And then last year I did Chanel hand towels because we had the pretty Christmassy ones. But you can do whatever you want. You could send them a travel cloth and they would be ecstatic about that. You could send them a sample and they would be grateful for that. It's really just that touch of sending them that gift. So just do what you have and they're going to be really excited about it.
Awesome. I love how you both put so much personal touch into building those relationships with your customers. That is key to your success. So thank you for sharing. We have just maybe a few more minutes because we do want to be respectful of your time, but I know we have another question, Brittany.
Yes, we also have gotten this one a lot. So just wondering if you to friend all of your hosts or just the ones who become consultants. Some people have their Facebook pretty personal, and so just wondering, should they create another Facebook page just for this, or what do you guys recommend?
I personally do friend request all of my hosts. Again, those are the most important relationships in your business. I'm communicating with my hosts a lot of Messenger. If you're doing virtual parties, I want to be friends with them. That's also going to help your algorithms within your party. So I do personally friend request all of my hosts. And then depending on how I'm building relationships with customers, I kind of let that be organic. I don't spam and go through and friend request hundreds of people at one time. But if I'm having an organic conversation with someone about their order, or we're really chatting within the party, sometimes they will send me a friend request. Sometimes I will to them, but I don't have a separate Facebook because, again, I want to get to know my customers as people and vice versa. So my personal Facebook page, it's honestly not a ton of Norwex. It's my kids and my family and funny memes. And I want my customers to get to know and like me as a person. And again, vice versa. I can see when one of my customers has a baby and send a quick message, or I think Sam hit on that during the workshop. When you're doing that customer follow-up, if you know, oh my gosh, I just saw you got a new puppy, how adorable. And that creates that genuine relationship that we've been talking about. So I do not have a separate Facebook, and I do friend request at least all of my hosts, and a good bit of my customers are on there as well.
Awesome. Go ahead, Sam.
I was just saying, I do the same thing. I know there's some hesitation on, like, you want to keep your Facebook profile private, but they become friends. They become these people that you're sharing your life with. We say at Norwex that we do life together. Well, we are doing life with our customers and our hosts. So the people and those hostess that you're letting in, they get a glimpse of that. And you can choose who sees your post and who doesn't. So if you're posting about your family and it's a post you don't want your customers to see, you can adjust that in your posting settings when you go to post it.
Okay, awesome. That's so awesome. Well, I know there are like a gazillion other questions that everyone would love to ask you, but as I said, we do want to be respectful of your time. So we just want to say again, thank you so much, Sam and Morgan, for pouring into all of us today. You knocked your workshop out of the park. So thank you again. I also want to thank each and every one of you for being on with us today and pouring into yourselves, which means you're pouring into your business. And that is just so important to continue to do that. So, pour into yourself, go to the Resource Center. Oh, and speaking of the Resource Center, I know that you all are going to be tempted to want to reach out personally to Sam and Morgan, but I'm going to ask you to be respectful of their time as well. They are building a business. So if you do have questions, maybe tap your upline leader, tap into your resources with your regional sales managers, and also the amazing Resource Center that you have available to you. You also get the recording, as Brittany shared, of this workshop, so you can go back and listen to it, jot down your questions. So you will be receiving that access, as well as the slides that both Sam and Morgan shared. Would love to ask you, as you go through and look at your notes, think of your takeaways from what you've learned from Sam and Morgan. And we would love for you to drop that in Consultant Connection. If you are from our Canadian Norwex family, drop it in the Canadian Consultant Connection. And again, US, and drop it here. Drop your takeaways from this workshop and how you plan to put those into action, because we would love to hear those takeaways and support you with your success as you're implementing those ideas. Just finally, as a reminder, we have 4 more workshops coming up this week. So make sure you mark those on your calendar. We look forward to seeing you at those workshops and continuing these business building conversations. All right, have an amazing day, everyone. Thanks again for joining us. Bye now.